Good day, everyone, and welcome to Sidejag, the show where we're going to talk about stuff, movies, music, and food. No music. Although, music. Okay, so real quick, before we dig too deep in this, we're going to talk about Conclave. Love it, hate it, whatever. We get to that.
Yeah.
So today, for some reason, on my radar was Wolfgang Van Halen. Okay. Somehow he made it onto my radar today. I don't know why. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
The guy, was it Billy, the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah, Billy Corgan, I think.
Yeah, he does a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he interviewed Wolfgang. And like I was going through and they had a little snippet and I was like, oh, this is cool. And he was talking about Billy was talking about meeting Eddie.
Right.
And about how the interview was going. I was like, oh, this sounds like it's going to be a really good interview. And that was the end of it. I was like, oh, okay, well, I got to go to work. And so driving to work, I'm listening to the radio, and the guy on the radio is talking about Drumeo.
Dude, Drumeo's the best.
And how Wolfgang was just on Drumeo, or as he calls himself, Wolf.
Yeah.
Was just on Drumeo playing Alex's, stuff. Because he learned how to play drums from listening to Alex.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So before the show, I went on and Drumeo does two shows with him. They do an interview show where he talks about like the history and playing with his dad and Alex and plays some songs, and it's really cool. And then they have him do a song, like the next video is where he has to play the song. And he's a really funny guy. I mean, I was like, I've never put 2 cents into him. Mainly just because, like, when he came into the band, they fired everybody. It's like, and I get it. It's like a dad. It's like, why would you not want to play with your son, right? I mean,
right,
it totally makes sense, So you fire your bassist that's been in the band forever, and you bring your son in. I totally get it. I totally understand. It's like Van Halen all the way. I always thought that was kind of a dick move, but hey, whatever. It is what it is.
I mean, nepotism to the extreme, huh? I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly a very talented musician.
Yeah,
and he has his own band, which I guess is called Mammoth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't see his Drumeo episode either, so I don't always catch them, but
no, I don't either. But that one I thought was really fun. He's a really nice. It seems like he's a real funny, really nice guy. Yeah. They were talking about in his records, he records all the stuff. Like he does the drum, he does the bass, he does the guitar, he does the vocal.
Yeah.
And then he brings it all together, and his guys learn how to play it all.
That's great. So he's almost like 9 Inch Nails, but he does have other people.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, you could try.
Yeah. If it's interesting, while we're on music, so we're going to Anna Maria Island. Tomorrow. Actually, we got to wake up at like 4 a.m. But so we're flying into Orlando because the other airport I couldn't get the dates. But anyways, it's a 2.5 hour drive on Google Maps, which you let me know is probably gonna be longer than that.
Just depends, man.
Depending on traffic.
Yeah.
But we rented. I got a convertible.
Oh, nice.
Cassie's now that the Jeep, she's like used to the convertible, so might as well do it. I assume it's just gonna be like a Mustang like yours.
Probably.
You don't see many Camaro convertibles out there.
Rentals,
much. Yeah, rentals. Yeah. So I assume so. But I made us an 80s playlist. I told her I was like, we're going full 80s this weekend.
Nice.
It's gonna kind of match your shirt here.
Yeah.
So we'll go through some of the song lists, see what you think, and I got it titled here. It's the AMI Trip.
Okay.
So first song on the list, Who's Crying Now? Journey.
See, I can't do Journey.
You can't do Journey at all?
It's what is it, Stone in Love or whatever the heck it is? I think that's the only.
I like a lot of Journey songs, but what about this? Where do you land on Tesla?
The group?
The band.
What song?
What You Give.
What's that?
It's not what you got, it's what you give. But they also sign everywhere.
Oh yeah.
That was their big one.
Yeah,
So I have that.
yeah.
I have Whitney Houston, How Will You Know?
Yeah.
80s
Good
banger.
song. Good song.
I have a feeling you're gonna like the next one. Take Me Home Tonight, Eddie Money. Where do you land on that?
I mean, I was a big Eddie Money fan back in the day.
Yeah.
Two Tickets to Paradise. It's 80s. I got it. Yeah.
Well, then we hit the Piano Man. It's still rock and roll to me. Got to have a little Billy Joel in there somewhere.
Okay.
Then we go. This is one of the most classic 80s songs. Don't You Forget About Me, Simple Minds. Their only
that's a good song. That's the best song so far.
Yeah. And then do you want to, what's this?
I would wait and get the new which is shipping, like you can get them now. I'd get the new Kenwood 1058s.
There you go.
I get the new, it's a single din chassis. It's just like the Alpine. I get a 1058. Or I would get the Stinger. I mean, the 507 just seems. You mean the 509 if you're going to look at the Alpine or the Stinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Highton. Yeah, I know. It's okay. I knew what you meant. Yeah. All right. I would. Yeah. Anyways,
next one, Love Shack B-52s.
Okay, I get it. It's a great song. It's a great song.
It's a top
great background music.
Driving. Yeah. It's not like we're not really focused. We're just it's 80 vibes. Let's Groove, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Which one?
Let's Groove, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I don't think I remember that one. Yeah. I mean, I know it, but I don't.
You definitely know it.
Oh yeah. Groove tonight.
Yeah. Then we have Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Tears for Fears.
Good song.
Don't You Want Me, The Human League.
Yeah. Don't You Want Me, Baby. Okay.
Now this one's another banger.
Yeah. Take Me Now.
Yep. Hold Me Now, Thompson Twins.
So they did a movie together. I don't know if we ever talked about it. They have a movie.
Yeah.
Where they were like, what was it? It was a Shakespeare movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever do Bandersnatch on Netflix?
No.
It's like a choose your own adventure movie?
Oh wow, no.
You should definitely. You can't do it on. You have to do it on some kind of device like your laptop or your iPad.
Okay.
You should. It's an experience, and this song is on there. You get to choose your music. Like, which tape are you gonna get?
Yeah.
And it's me and Bailey, when she was playing volleyball in high school, when it first came out, we were at tournaments, and you're there 10, 12 hours a day. So in between, we were watching that. We've done every iteration that you could do in there.
Oh wow, yeah.
So we spent literally a whole weekend doing that.
Oh wow, dang. Yeah, that sounds like a Haley thing. But no, they do a Hamlet movie, or not Hamlet, a Shakespeare movie on Shakespeare. I don't remember which one it was.
I'd watch that.
But it was the Thompson twins, and they were against each other.
Huh.
You have to IMDb that one.
Yeah. Hungry Eyes, Eric Carmen, Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
That one's more for Cassie. I don't mind.
Yeah. Understood.
And then
oh, Jesus. Queen. Okay.
Little Queen. And then what about Crowded House? We have the Running Up the Hill. Of course, the Kate Bush, the one that
Burning Down the House.
Yes, I do. Burning Down the House, Talking Heads. That one's on the list. Yep. Okay. I had to make sure. I also, what about this?
Casey's Midnight Dancers or whatever? Oh yeah, good song. Cruel Summer.
Yeah. Fine Young Cannibal, She Drives Me Crazy.
Good song. Got that one.
Heaven is a Place on Earth, Belinda Carlisle.
Yeah. I'd rather do Go-Go's Vacation.
Yeah. I don't have that on the list. That's a good one. No, I'm gonna add that. What else do we got?
I'm still saying, God, that song got so played.
Yeah. And let me tell you, like this one right here, to me, This is the absolute banger 80s song. It, like, I don't. Every time I hear it, I listen to it all the way through. Just
Billy Ocean.
Yeah, Billy Ocean, man.
Do you have Come On Eileen?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I have that one. I even have Sister Christian on. Let's see if you can recognize this one. Let's see if you can recognize this one, though.
Yeah, that's Scorpion, right?
No. Real Life. Send me an angel.
Oh, yeah. It sounds
From
like
the scene in Rad where they dance with BMXs.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I put the Scorpions on there, though.
Right. Oh, I also talked to Derek. He's like, yeah, of course. When we do the Rad, he wants to be on.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh, we'll decide when we want to do it. I told him I'd give him a heads up. But yeah, that's in a nutshell the list.
Yeah.
So it's all 80s, wall to wall 80s.
So it's funny. I'll listen. I like 80s. Just wait. Like I have some 80s. I don't know what they are because I really suck. But like the time. Okay, 70s, 80s, and 90s. That block of time. I look at it as like 70s, 80s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah.
And so those always get crowded. Like, you know, what's what and who's who. Yeah, Rat for sure. Lay it down.
Yeah, man. We're very, very scared of that.
That's long enough. Yeah. Ooh, dang. Yeah. They'll make more money on this one.
Yeah.
For sure. This channel stands alone. So when I always try to so my cutoff point is I graduated. Jesus, guys.
Whoa.
I graduated high school in 1990. And so I always try to think of, okay, was this a before graduation or after graduation song?
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's where I'm, because I graduated in 99.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to remember, wait, did I jam out to this in my car before I graduated, or was this after? So, and it's funny because there you go.
There you go.
It's kind of screws with you, right? Because you're like, man, I couldn't know this was not a high school song.
But do you have this? I also love 80s or 90s music. I love 70s too, but for whatever reason, the 80s generation, I was still really young, riding on with my sisters, listening to their music. 80s pop, I have more fondness for than 90s pop.
Well, I think because
it was 80s, better generally, but
yeah, 80s really started. To me, I feel like, okay, 70s pop music was not really pop music. Okay,
right.
Like we hadn't figured out, because we're just coming off of because remember the 70s had disco.
Yeah, right.
Disco, I think, screwed up everything for the 70s.
Everything up.
Right. So disco was like,
yeah.
Disco is like that one time. Well, you can go back and listen to some disco music, and you're like, this is actually like there's some good disco music.
Oh, there is some, yeah.
You know, that you're just like, man, yeah, like this is good stuff. But there's a lot of it that it's just like, no, this disappeared for a reason. Like how many genres do you wake up one morning and everyone just cuts it off? Like disco died.
It was and it covered up there was a bunch of good 70s music. You know, there's a lot of Creedence Clearwater and Black Sabbath was during the 70s.
Yeah. But disco killed it all.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, and Casey's right. Where it's like in the 80s we got MTV.
Yeah.
So I think that the 80s pop music was a lot of it was TV.
Oh yeah.
We were brought into this, and it was the first time, like, there was music videos for 70s music. We know that, but it wasn't like it was in the 80s. I mean, holy crap.
Anybody that was anywhere near the 80s remembers I Want My MTV.
Dude, Thriller, like when Thriller came out.
Oh, that was a movie, basically.
It was 15 minutes long, and it played like every hour on the hour. So you were home to watch Thriller again.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, dude, this is the future. And there again, it's funny because like we all thought this was going to last forever.
Yeah.
And it didn't. Like music
yeah.
TV, just like people watching music videos, it ended. By the 90s, it was over.
Dude, MTV shaped me as a person. Like the Yo Yo Yo.
Yeah.
That's you know, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, you know?
Yeah.
Like
but it was over in 10 years.
Yeah, and it was, and it's crazy because I literally planned my day on what was happening once I come of age. You know, once you get out of cartoons, and you know, now it's cool to still watch cartoons.
Probably.
But when we were growing up, like when you were in junior high, it's like you're a freaking nerd if you're watching cartoons now.
I was still watching cartoons.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I was like, I was still I was watching them all, but I wasn't admitting it to my friends. But I had to know everything that was happening on MTV.
Yeah, well, I mean, MTV was life. Yeah,
Until Real World, I agree.
YouTube is I agree now. Oh, and there again, yeah, YouTube. But the thing is like, so you know, the '90s, we went back to like music, like, and there again, it's not like it's a fine line. 1990 MTV's over. No, it was starting to wane. Like
right.
it was becoming, and at that point, like in my life, the 90s was, and probably, you know, similar to you, that was the height. That was when the personal music CDs became a thing. And it was like, oh my gosh, we now have this great medium. Cassettes were starting to go away, and we have CDs, and stuff sounds good. We want it to sound better. In a small town in Canada, we knew of MTV but never saw it.
What a shame, man! What a shame.
That's sad.
Like, peak MTV was so awesome.
But you know, I think the compact disc, and amongst other things, you know, just you know, we all left MTV. Like we all left it. It got stupid. The music was going away. It wasn't there, and we followed the music. You know, the music went to, you know, music stores, Peaches, and all those, you know, like you could listen to CDs. And,
I can't think of the name of. We used to have
the other mall. And FYE, and Camelot.
Camelot was the one we had.
But that 80s, those 80s, the people that were in the 80s had cars now.
Yeah.
When you grew up in the 80s, you moved, you had a car, and MTV was not in your car. You know, so, and we didn't need to have a cassette. We didn't need. We were leaving the safety of our house, and we were going to do things. So, you know, but that 80s pop music was the first of its kind that was made for TV and not necessarily made for our ears. It was made to be I mean, like, dude, we all saw those videos and we're like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the stars of the 80s wouldn't have existed without their music video. Like Paula Abdul sucked.
Right, yeah.
But she was this little firecracker.
Straight up now, tell me, and
nobody cared. They just wanted to see her sing, you know. Right. It was like, and watch that unfold.
And what's the one where it's an animation, like a sketch?
Oh, take me.
Yeah. That was one of the classics.
Yeah,
everybody knew.
Oh, so we grew up with this visualization of music. So now, which it's funny because I don't like to watch music videos now.
Me neither.
Like, I don't want to watch because if you think about it, that also stole what music was for us. Like music isn't like, I remember 70s music, and I know where I was at when I would listen to these songs.
Yeah.
You know, like I know, oh yeah, I was at this dude's house and we were doing this. Like I know exactly when Foreigner 4 came out. I know where I was at. I know who I was with. I knew what we were listening to when you heard Jukebox Hero. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the coolest thing ever. There was no music video. It was my life.
So you don't associate the music video, you associate a moment in your life with that music.
In the 80s, we didn't have that. We all had like, when you think of that song, like Aha, you think of that music video. You don't think of
that's the first thing you think of,
Yeah, you don't think of like, oh, me and my boys, no, because it became such a whitewash. You wanted to live in the video.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't tell you where I was at when I listened to Thriller, but I know I saw it like dozens of times.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing I think of when I think of Thriller.
Right. You know.
But on the other hand, when I think of Posse on Broadway, I see a Volkswagen with 218s in it, Beetle, because that's where I first heard that song, and I was like, "Yo, he makes actually good music. That's not like I like big butts and I cannot lie." You know,
well, that came out later.
Right. But I didn't hear this, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all I knew is my point of reference was like, "Oh, I like big butts and I can't." Yeah, it's kind of catchy, but that's not like the rap I was trying to listen to.
No.
Then you hear Posse on Broadway, you're like, "Yo, this song's pretty dope."
So Posse on Broadway was kind of the crossover point.
Yeah,
because there was still Yo MTV Raps,
mm-hmm.
and that's where that song was on. So we all remember, you know, the video, but that was a changeover point because we were getting into cars. At least in my time, we were getting into cars. So, like, has time moved forward? We weren't using MTV to find music anymore,
right?
You know, because it wasn't there. It was like you're having to ask your buddies and listen to it in the parking lot. And that kind of shit. So it was, so 80s pop is definitely a point in time where I feel we got kind of hoodwinked a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, because, and there again, if you look at the 90s music that came out, it was totally different. It was totally different. And
it wasn't, there was only a very small pop 90s stuff. Most of it was, you went into grunge, hardcore hip hop.
Yeah, grunge pulled in at the end, and there again, that's the whole, that's that great documentary, Ain't Nothing But a Good Time.
Yeah,
you've watched that one, right?
Yeah,
didn't we watch that? Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, that literally just set it all out for you. And we're like, I mean, Poison and all those guys were just like, shit, this is. I mean, that little Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll never looked so good. For hair bands.
Oh, they had it, and they were just doing the whole androgynous thing long before. I mean, that happened with Bowie and other, but it was like mainstream, you know. It was like,
no, they were just taking it to the point of 90s, you know. And it was great, and that was a good time. It was a good time for sure, you know. But that was also, for me, that was when I was getting into this whole shenanigans. So that's when I got introduced to some other music that was never, ever in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, okay, this is cool, because I mean, all through high school, I was rolling around playing NWA and Sir Mix-a-Lot and all that nonsense, and Run DMC, Vanilla Ice, Snow,
Informa.
I think he came later. I think he was later. I feel like he was later. Yeah, had a good bass note. But yeah. So I agree.
And the crazy spot for me is, growing up, I was like the new metal era, because I was the rap rock guy. Like, I still like 311, Limp Bizkit.
I mean, they're the creators of the new rock, man.
Right, and I feel the same about, like, I like some of their songs, but I just wasn't like a huge Limp Bizkit fan.
No. So
but they do have some bangers. I won't deny that.
I'm more of a Limp Bizkit fan now.
Right, yeah.
Than I was back then.
Right.
Yeah. Now it's like, dude, Wes Borland is awesome. Like,
right, yeah. I mean, yeah,
I watch all his shit, because that guy can kill it on a guitar.
It was all about I can't think of the damn name now. The guy that Chester Bennington, the guy that killed himself. That band.
I don't know.
That was like the biggest pop or rap rock group at the time that I can remember.
Metal.
Yeah. So Linkin Park. I don't know why I couldn't think of Linkin Park, but yeah, that was, and I was into them quite a bit, not as much as some people, but and I liked them. I started to kind of fall off that, but it was a time. Rap and rock were together.
Yeah, And it's funny because like I have a playlist that's all Dean's hits, and it's eclectic. It's definitely eclectic, and it's like I just randomly add stuff to it. Like I heard a couple songs recently that I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I was walking through a what the fuck is that grocery store that all the kids love?
HEB?
No. The
the
Aldi brother.
Erewhon or Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
So I was walking through Trader Joe's and I always have Spotify on my homepage.
Yeah.
Not Spotify. Shazam. Shazam is always on my homepage because you never know.
Well, you can just do the Siri thing now with that.
Yeah, I know, but I just hit the button. Yeah, I do it I do it through Shazam.
That way you don't have to say it.
Well, no, I like it because it creates a playlist in Shazam.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't always have time to deal with it right then. So I'll just Shazam it, and then I'll see it has a title, and I'll just close the app, and I'll play with it later. Tenacious D, yeah, good one. But it's like it's funny because it's like I'll just hear something and be like, oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I'll save it, and then I'll add it to my playlist, and I'll be like, oh yeah, and I'll get stuck on it for like a month, and then it'll just kind of fade away into the background, and then it'll pop back up, and I'm like, oh yeah, damn, I forgot I like this song, So, but yeah, I like doing that. That's fun. And then we have a playlist because we played music trivia on the cruise.
Yeah.
So we have a cruise music trivia list. So I'll take pictures of all the song titles.
Yeah.
And that way when we get back into the world, I can put them all into a playlist. So we have all the cruise songs in a playlist. Because they're all pretty good. They're all, obviously they're all pretty good because they're cruise songs.
I actually have a pretty good time like doing trivia and stuff on cruise. Depending, it has to be something I'm somewhat familiar with because people are like way nerds.
You gotta have a team, bro. Have a team.
Well,
you gotta have a team with all ages.
This is not like Cassie like lives her life. Like if it was like a crime show trivia, dude, I wouldn't contribute anything. She'd know it all, but
know it all.
But usually it's something else. And it's like, well,
dude, I can't even do Star Wars trivia on these cruises, bro.
No, me neither. No, they know
shit that I'm like.
And Game of Thrones, I was like, Jesus, I have no clue. Yeah, they're good at this. They're like legit. Yeah. But now if they start getting into the music, 80s through 90s, I do pretty well.
Yeah. Those are the most, so 80s and 90s are usually pretty good. The 2000s, because like, man, you're playing for second place because there's gonna be a perfect score.
Dude, I'm telling you, Bailey, for 2000s music. Mm-hmm. We go to a thing. We've been going to our TGI Fridays. Horrible food, good appetizers, but they do a thing called Singo every Wednesday. So it's just bingo with songs.
Yeah.
And Bailey is a stone cold killer when it gets to 2000s.
Oh yeah,
she'll know. Yeah. And it's like she knows it, and she was born in 2002.
Right.
But I just
still her time, man.
Growing up, and listening to it, and
Dude, trust me, I've tried to go back and like listen to 2000s and 2010 and just like, play pop music or play popular music or, I just ask Siri to play all kinds of shit. Play alt rock, play this. And I'm like, I'll be listening to stuff. I have never heard any of this crap. Like, what is this shit?
You ever do it on the Alexa where you like play?
I just do it with Siri.
Because they'll do trivia. We do trivia on there too, where it's same thing, music.
Yeah. 2000s is rough, bro. I tell you, it's funny though. When we went on this last cruise, we destroyed it, and Haley was just sitting there. And the reason why she destroyed it was the fucking playlist I had recorded from the last cruise. It's the same fucking playlist. She just started going, oh yeah, no. I'm like, bro. Don't tell me they're playing the same playlist they play. She goes, yeah. I said, all right, well, we won.
Was this before or after you kicked that lady's chair out from under
her? This was after. And the best thing is this was the prize. So I got my cool.
There you go.
Hat. I was like, hell yeah. Oh, and then this was the best one. So before I left for the cruise, I got my Fuji hat.
Ooh, nice.
So I was rocking my Fuji with my Fuji hat.
I don't have that. I have a Lumix. I was like, I got a Fuji here, but I don't. I got a Lumix.
No, I got to buy a Canon hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I will not be taking the Fuji for any. Fuji's a tough one, bro.
Yeah.
Fuji's a tough one.
That's kind of everything outside of Sony and Canon
and Nikon. We got to throw them in there.
But their autofocus with Nikon is still not. I would say
the Canon,
because like when you're shooting video, like Sony and Canon, you're gonna autofocus is gonna work, no question. With this Lumix, you have to question it whether it's you just trust it. With the Fuji, you can't trust it. With the Nikon, it's much better than these, but I still don't trust it.
I can trust me. You can trust the autofocus on this thing. It will focus on whatever the fuck you're pointing at. The problem is you get 3 shots. Okay, so if you're like, I'm gonna bracket. That's it. It's all you get, man. Chick. And it's like, I'm gonna take a minute because the sensor's so big.
Yeah,
it's like shit. So, it's worth it depending on what you're taking pictures of.
Yeah.
Like if I got to take, like I had to take pictures of Haley for graduation, so I took that. And it was fun. I really wish I would have brought a flash. I was like, I need a flash, which kind of sucks. It's fine with low light. People don't like, oh, this does great low light. Yeah, it's not why I need a flash.
Right, yeah.
I need a flash because the lighting is all fucked up and I want to balance the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this, I don't want this hot fucking spot right here. So I was like, shit, I need a flash. So,
is Haley going to make a Conclave appearance?
I was hoping she would, but probably not.
Because they're still bowling.
I don't know what the hell they're doing at this point.
But I could talk about food, so we can do Conclave towards the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So Friday
Talk about the food. You've been dying to do this.
Derek flew in Thursday, and then Jason drove up from Texas. So we were all here, and I'd taken them to. This is not a Dean spot because they literally only have hamburgers, like no other alternatives.
Yeah, so it's like a Jimmy, whatever the hamburger joint is.
Yeah. So they hand grind all their beef and they do their own mixture. Nice. Now this part would be the Dean. They double fry their hand cut fries.
Oh,
their fries are amazing. But they fry them in beef tallow.
Of course.
Right. So that's the only part. But anyways, I think there's like 3 burger spots here that are top tier. This to me is my favorite burger. Second favorite fries probably, but it's close.
Right.
And so we had burgers, and they're not cheap, but they're fantastic burgers. So we did that. That was that night. Friday morning, we're driving to Kicker. Get up, go to the Egg where I took you and Nando.
Yep.
And I don't think we got the pancakes when you guys came. I don't think
so. I'm not a pancake guy normally.
But I was like, I kind of want the they have wheat pancakes there.
Right.
Which historically I really don't like, but these are fabulous. So, and it's a pancake this big. They give you one pancake. So I ate my eggs and everything. I ate half of the pancake. I was like, that's all I got the cinnamon oat apple pancake, right? Okay. So I ate half of it. And then I'm pushing it to the side, and Jason's like, man, you care if I get to buy that pancake? I was like, you guys tear it up. Like,
there's always extra pancakes on the table. You ever notice that?
There is. No one can finish.
Who ordered pancakes? Because why is there extra pancakes?
Exactly.
It's like, do you want to buy it? Yeah, I do. But whose are they? I don't know. Well, everyone's extra biting these pancakes. I don't know.
Dude, they ate they split the whole other half of that pancake. Like, Jesus Christ, why didn't tell us they were this good? And I was like, I did tell you that the pancakes were really good here, but they're huge.
Yeah.
So they finished that, absolutely stuffed. We get to Kicker around lunchtime. It's like 1:30. Ernie's like, hey, we're eating at a barbecue spot. Meet us up here. We'll have barbecue. And everyone's there, like kind of the whole crew.
Yeah. They don't fool around when it comes to lunch, bro.
Oh, I know. We both know. So it's like the judges for Ask are there, and the Jimmy from Pro Audio. So there's just a mix. Right. Pretty good barbecue spot. I got the and me and Derek did this whole trip. Like we both wanted one of something. So we're just like, hey, we're just gonna split. Like you get this,
right?
You get that, and I'll split. So I got the bologna, and Derek got the turkey.
Okay,
yeah, the turkey, and so we just done a split half and half. He had half the bologna. I love smoked bologna.
Apparently,
turkey really good. So we did that for lunch. For dinner that night, we went to the El Mariachis.
Oh, okay, right across from Kicker.
Yeah, no. This one is by the golf course. It's like the little nicer one.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we ate there.
So we went out there, had a good meal, and like everybody was there. We had a whole room.
Yeah, Brian was there. I think he told me.
Yeah, Brian was there. He was. So here's what happened during that time. There's like 2 big tables at that time, and Derek's like, "Yo, we got to sit at the little kids table," and I was like, "Damn." He's like, "Yeah, the cool kids are at this table." And I was like, "Hey, listen, we're here. We're amongst the cool kids." But then Steve came and sat by us, and Dan came and sat by us. Like, all right, that's cool. It worked out. Okay.
Right.
And so we had there. It's pretty good Mexican food there. It's
yeah.
I have spots here that I think are better, but as far as like traveling, I typically don't eat Mexican food when I travel for bathroom issues.
Correct.
Yeah, it's like
100%. When we went to that place, I was like, all right, what do they have on the menu that is travel approved?
Right. Well, like they're all home, right?
Yeah.
I got to go. Like I either got to go here, or the hotel, or
right.
So it's usually a stay away from. I love Mexican food when I'm at home, but
yeah, I'm getting the most white guy approved thing on
right.
the menu.
Which I think, dude, Derek got like 2 tacos, no veggies, soft tacos.
Ugh.
And I was like, you would make Cassie proud right now. I was like, you guys are having your little 12-year-old meal. So I made sure to give him the appropriate amount of hell for his order.
Yeah.
But we had that. Woke up Saturday morning, and what did we have for breakfast? I'm trying to think, but we got a quick breakfast because we wanted to be at the show early before we went in when the competitors went in.
Right.
So we just got Chick-fil-A. Always a good breakfast.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah, got Chick-fil-A. They had lunch there. So we got a competitor pack where I got this shirt and on like a little backpack and thing.
Oh, nice.
And so it had a coupon voucher for a meal at the barbecue food truck.
Oh, cool.
So we split I got the chicken, the smoked chicken.
Okay.
Derek got the smoked pork and sausage.
Oh,
and nice. So we split half and half and had the fries. Dude, there was so much food. I ate like a half of 2 of the sandwiches, basically half a sandwich.
Yeah.
A small amount of fries. Derek the same. Jason came later, took whatever he wanted, what was left, and we still threw away a bunch of food. And I was like, Jesus, man, this is too much food to give.
Yeah, they're food people, bro.
Right.
And they all complain about not having good restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, right. Okay.
So we had that, and we were pretty much full that whole time until we had dinner with Bill, which we already planned. I told Dan because Bill's like, "You gonna be here?" Yeah, we'll be here. We'll eat dinner. Where you want to go? And he suggested a place called Empire Slice. Pizza, dude. Like Bill did us right. This pizza was absolutely fire.
Nice.
They have specialties. You can get a whole pizza or you can get a slice. That's like $4.50 a slice.
Okay.
They have like 3 specialties each day, and then there's standards, which would be pepperoni or cheese, So I got 2 of the different specials. One was like a chicken barbecue with like a sriracha, honey sriracha sauce.
Okay.
Man, it was really good. The other thing was like called Vinny or something like that. She made it.
Why don't you go get the stool?
I'm fine.
She got the Steve Jobs fit on.
Get the stool.
I'm fine.
You're gonna be fine for 20 minutes sitting like that.
I never said I was going to be here for 20 minutes.
You might be here for 20 minutes.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
But we had Empire Slice, really good. The next morning we had Just Waffling. Derek has not ever had it. So we had Just Waffling with the white sauce.
Yeah.
That amazing. And they do the farm fresh eggs, and they have the blue and gold sausage. You know what blue and gold sausage is?
Not a clue.
So do you guys have FFA at your schools? So Future Farmers of America.
Yeah.
All those pets that they raise.
Yeah.
For shows, when they slaughter them, that's the blue and gold sausage.
Oh, they're all award winners.
They're all award winning. But I'm telling you, it's the best sausage in the world. It seems a little more cruel, though.
It does.
Yes.
Seems a lot cruel.
But it's definitely the best sausage and bacon I've ever had in my life.
I mean, of course, they're
it's the best of the best. It's award-winning pigs.
Yeah. It's like they're like wow, damn.
Oh, very love pets.
Let's kill them all.
Like Kobe beef for sure.
Yeah, rub it every night. Back massage. Yeah.
So we had that, and that was pretty much the end of it. We had we have a really good Japanese place here. So Sunday night we went there, me, Cassie, and Derek, and had Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Hibachi.
Yeah, we went. Usually we'll sit at the table. I was like, hey, it's a special occasion. Let's go sit at the table. You know, they got the little sexy sauce for the baby. You know that they say that thing at yours?
No.
Do they have the little guy? So listen, do they have the guy with the fire helmet on, with his pants down to put out the fire?
No.
Oh man, you got to listen next time you come through.
I'm thinking that sounds
what an experience.
I mean, we just get the little shrimp that they throw all over the place. And
they turn the rice into a heart, and they go dump 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 with their spatula.
Oh, we get the onion choo choo train.
Oh, we have that too.
Do the onion choo choo train.
The explosion.
Yeah, and then they chop it all up, and
it's the best part.
Well, see that we had a bet because Derek was trying to pay. I was like, no, I'm going to pay. I was like, all right, well, whoever doesn't catch the egg when I throw it, we'll
you got to catch an egg.
What is happening?
Because they cut up. That's what they throw in your mouth. Was the egg
cooked?
Yeah,
Shell.
Cooked. No, like when they're cooking the eggs for the fried rice.
Yeah,
they'll leave some out and then they throw the eggs so you can catch them in your mouth.
This is a circus experience.
You guys don't have. Oh my!
I intentionally don't like going to these places. I'm definitely not going to yours.
Wait, it's so fun.
You guys can all go.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys can all go have a great time. I'm gonna be part of it. It sounds like.
But anyways, we both caught the egg.
Okay, so
then I just paid anyways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to anyways, no matter what happened. But
that's so funny. That is not terrible to me. But okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
We had a good time. That's one of Derek's favorite meals. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. I mean, it sounded like you had some great meals. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, Conclave. Here we go.
Conclave.
No, we waited. We were waiting for you.
Yeah, we waited for you. Special guest.
Then we were gonna just talk about it, and you're gonna just have to miss out. So.
Okay, I'm here.
First row at a magic show. No thanks. Exactly. I'm right there with you, man. I'm no, not happening. All right. So Conclave, brief synopsis is it's exactly that. If you're not a Roman Catholic, then you don't know what a conclave is. But you get all the cardinals together to pick a new pope. This one started out with the pope being dead. There is the dean. That is the gentleman that comes in and runs the conclave.
Like the vice pope.
Yeah, he becomes like the vice pope and is running everything until the new pope is chosen. And so what we find out through this is that the pope, before he died, was doing some investigations into the cardinals that were the front runners in order to debunk them because they're all kind of doing some shady crap. And the dean, of course, being who he was, he wanted to quit, but the Pope would not let him because he's like, no, you're part of my master plan because you're going to follow the rules, get to the bottom of this, and you're going to be you. So this was all from the grave. The current Pope or the previous pope was pulling some strings. And so that lines us up for the movie and some crazy stuff that goes on. All right, Haley,
I really liked it.
Okay, you liked it.
I enjoyed the movie.
Did you? Why? Because of the mystery, and the drama.
I thought it was a good explanation of the real thing, while also adding some like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Making it a little fun.
Okay. What say you, Rob?
I like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
The first hour and a half, I really hated as a movie part.
Yeah,
because it was just it was a political drama, and that's just not my thing. Now, outside of the movie, like I love seeing the process of assuming that everything they do is pretty accurate.
Right.
I like to okay, I didn't understand exactly what they did. I had an idea, but you would assume there's some kind of infighting, people jockeying for positions and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
They just drug that out way too long for me in that first half. And the intrigue of like, oh, what's going on behind the scenes doesn't happen to like a minute or an hour and 20 minutes into the movie.
Right.
It's setting up all the exposition at the beginning. It's like, oh, geez, man, come on.
Yeah, give us something.
Yeah, like
I mean, I'm kind of there with you. I felt the same way because I was like, okay. So you're gonna jump. I mean, I got excited when the room blew up because I was like, here comes the guys with the Uzis. It's gonna be great.
Right.
Random.
You know, it was totally random.
The ending was so random.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's the ending. Who would have thought? You got boys and girl parts. Okay.
That was I was so at that I was like, what? I don't like the whole thing, the whole conclave thing is very interesting.
Yes.
In its own without the movie. So that kind of keeps you going through it.
Yeah.
But like the movie part, like, dude, this could have been like an hour and 20 minutes total.
For sure. And the ending I don't feel the ending brought anything extra to it.
I did not like the ending.
I don't feel like I don't feel like finding out about this guy and his condition and how the Pope had given him money to go have the surgery if that's what he wanted. And I didn't feel get it all out, man.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm tickled.
It's all right. I don't feel like it brought anything more to it. I think they've done a great like
I would have just been fine with him being the Pope.
His speech was great. And that was
I didn't need to know all that.
Yeah.
This might be like one of the, and I'm not an anti-woke person, you know, I'm not, I don't, it doesn't matter to me, but do you feel like they added that in for some kind of,
I'm pretty, they just did it to be,
like to have it in the movie, you know?
I don't know. I was like,
it was just weird.
I mean, we'd already had enough intrigue up to this point for what I think you could handle.
Right.
And it was like, okay, so everything up to this point was kind of believable. Like, you could understand that like 35 years ago, this one guy may have had an affair and there was a bait. Like, I could totally understand that. You might also
have an affair.
Well, yeah, he
was with a woman.
Yeah, he had a moment of weakness. Okay. Totally understand
it's not an affair though.
Whatever. Okay.
And that was the first part of any intrigue that happened at all, besides the Mexican dude that nobody knew about.
Right.
You know, and it's like once that happened, and I would look at that thing, I was like, this is 1 hour and 5 minutes into it. Mm-hmm. When that first happened, I was like, my God.
You know, and then like the whole what's his name? The other guy, you know, where
the Italian guy?
No. Well, yeah.
Tucci?
No. God, no. Shush. The other guy that got outed for bringing the girl over and spending the money and you know, who was going to get who he was going to kick out of the club.
Right.
I like that guy.
Yeah. Anyways, my point is, it was like all that made sense. Like you could see all of that being like, this isn't too over the top. They're human. I totally get it. But then they threw that ending in, and you were just like, all right, come on, man. Like,
Right.
Where are the aliens landing? To me, that was the ending. It was like, oh, and a dinosaur walked into the room, and you're like, wait, what? Yeah.
The ending did suck. It like up to that point, you had the hardliners, like these dudes don't want gay people anywhere near them, and all this stuff.
Well, yeah, that was that one hardliner,
right? And then
had the argument with,
and then you had the complete opposite dudes, like I'm for everything that he's not.
Right?
Like just tell him that if you want to represent me, tell him I'm everything he likes, I'm against. Which I thought that was really believable. It didn't the ending just I felt they're like, yeah, we're just gonna throw this in here. Why not?
It didn't bring anything to it.
No, and the movie ended and you were like, what just happened?
Yeah. And I was like, man, I wasted over 2 hours to get this ending. Now the last 30 minutes when everything's happening and it's like, oh, okay, now this is what made it worth it. And then they just end it like that. It's like, no, don't like this.
I agree.
But if you're interested in the Conclave and how it works,
yeah,
I would say you should watch it because I think it's what you think, but maybe there's things that go on that you don't even consider in there.
Yeah, I agree. You're struggling here.
Well, I'm trying because there's a movie that I'm trying to find, and it's on Hulu or
what's it about? Who's it with?
It has the guy from Goonies, the original little Asian dude from Goonies.
Oh,
and he's
he's in a new movie.
Yeah, and he's a real estate guy, and he turns out to be a
Goonies Never Say Die. Ki Hoi Kwan.
Yeah.
Data. Let's see what movies he's in. Love Hurts.
Is it new? He's a real estate agent.
2025.
Wait, I feel like I remember seeing this trailer.
Yeah.
Was it on Apple TV?
Yeah, he's a realtor. That's what it is. Love Hurts.
Yeah. What is it on?
Peacock.
That's it. Yep. That's why I couldn't. Okay. We
Do
should watch that. Yeah. We have
okay.
Peacock.
Yeah, we'll watch that.
Look at that. They already got it. Peacock. Yeah. Yes.
Mike's on point every
week. Mike is on point. Thank you, Mike.
Did you guys talk about Adolescence?
We haven't got to Adolescence. So we watched one other. So let's watch Love Hurts for next week. So we got that out of the way.
Love Hurts.
Easy enough there. We also watched the documentary.
No.
Okay. We also watched a crappy.
It was a thriller.
I don't know what it was. We watched the British thing called Adolescence.
Cassie started that. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't just tell her to stop it.
I don't know. I don't think she did. Because usually I'm forced to watch all that. Yeah.
It's not what you think.
It's so bad.
So it's 4 episodes. In the first episode, the first episode, the reason why I said, okay, I'll watch it, is the trailer was
so misleading.
They're coming to raid
to arrest the kid. Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen that part. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be great. No, this is not gonna be great. So one of the fascinating parts about the movie is the way they filmed it. They just filmed it in one continuous filming. So it's one of those where the camera guys are like tapping shoulders like Navy SEALs running in and out of buildings.
Yeah.
Where they're just panning off the camera to camera to camera. So it's just one camera and it's like moving through the room and it's like, this sucks. And so you're like trying to and so you're waiting to figure out what's happening. So there's a lot of drawn out scenes.
So slow.
A lot of drawn out scenes. And you finally get to the point where it's like, all right, tell us what you know, because British law is totally different than ours.
Yeah.
And like, they're like, you've heard of CCTV, right? And like, yeah. And I was like, all right, watch this. And it's like, oh shit. Yeah. That kid did it. they tell you in the first episode, here's the kid killing her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, but was it him? And Haley's like, do they ever show his face? Is there?
I'm like, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
I swear.
It's like, and like, this is all bullshit.
Yeah. So, that's what they make you believe.
Right. And so you're like, okay, so it's like a murder mystery. So second episode, they like go to the school and they're interviewing kids and like they arrest one of the friends and they're like, oh, this is getting good.
No.
It never had anything to do with any of that. He was guilty. They showed you in the first episode when he killed that girl.
I'm like, we could have just stopped.
There is
done the whole show.
Yeah.
And no new information.
There's no. It was just the journey of this. What?
Oh, that's terrible.
It was so bad.
So bad.
There was nothing there to be had other than like. That was a good watch.
No, it was not.
There again.
No.
If you have no time, or if you have all the time in the world.
I mean, up until
up
until the last episode, you were down, man. You're like,
I wasn't. Yeah. Yes, because I thought
that
something.
The ending can ruin a series.
Well, so there's 4 episodes, right? And so the first episode,
and
you're like,
all an hour.
You're questioning whether it's real. The second episode kind of reinforced. Okay, in an American perspective, kind of reinforced it. Like, no, there's other shit going on here. We're gonna find out about it. The third episode is just him and a shrink. Okay. And you're like, wow, this kid is really a piece of shit. And so you're like, oh, okay. And then the 4th episode, it's like 13 months later, and you're like, I had read the little synopsis of it, and I go, I don't think this is gonna end the way you want it. And then that was it. There was like, it's just how
45 minutes of the episode was them driving to a hardware store.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh my God.
Talking about breakfast.
And then you hear, all right, I think I'm gonna go for the guilty deal. I'm like, are you serious? This
sounds like an episode of Sidejagshow.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was so angry.
I mean, okay, so the reason why the series was bad, and if you liked it, you probably read what it was and accepted it, and we were thinking it was something different. And so
I read what it was.
Oh,
they were misleading us.
Okay, well,
the trailer misled us. The description misled us because it was like, did the kid really do it?
I think I don't know. I think they wrote that for the American audience.
It's hilarious. Haley's got real beef with these people.
She does, man. Dude, when she watched
week,
bro, when she watched that episode, she was like, "What?"
I've been raging since Sunday.
I was laughing, bro.
I could see her just slam on the table. This is bullshit.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%, man. She's just like, I waited to watch this. This sucks. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, she was so pissed.
When they do something, they drag it out, and then like you get no payoff at all.
None.
That's the worst. Absolute worst. You know what did have payout that Derek had never seen? We were looking for movies to watch. We had a little time here at the house, and we come up. I was like, hey, Nobody. He's like, I hadn't seen that. Oh, well, this is what we're watching.
Haven't seen Nobody?
Yeah. And for whatever reason, and we watched it, and it was like, I mean, there's no dude in this world that wouldn't like the movie Nobody.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Like, things happen fast.
Well, it's John Wick. If he was, but
good.
Yeah,
but good.
Yeah. It was John Wick if his wife would have lived.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same writer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's all it was. He writes, the whole thing was the emotion toll it took on his. Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah. Like,
I live that day to day.
I get what it was about. Like, I figured that out finally, and I was like, okay, I get what they were trying to do, but
it just was not.
Wasn't
very well.
We went into a different intention, so it was our fault. It's our fault.
I'm glad I dodged that then.
Yeah. Now, have you watched the trailer
for Nobody 2?
Nobody 2.
Not yet.
Ooh. Yeah, it looks
yeah.
It looks like it could be fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the way it ends, like it's open to.
Oh yeah, you knew there was going to be a second one if everybody wanted to do it. So
right, yeah.
You know, so there again,
he literally burned up the Russian mob's retirement.
Yeah,
it's like there's still that to be dealt with. He dealt with the.
Oh no, that is nothing. No, they don't even. He goes on vacation.
Oh really? So this is a totally.
They don't have nothing to do with the first one and the second one.
I love the part where he goes in there to get information, and the dudes are going to strong arm him, and the one guy sees this tattoo. Yeah, he's like, "Thank you for your service, sir." And he goes and he locks. There's like 7 or 8 locks behind that door, and he closes the little window.
And they're all like,
"Yeah, how can we help you?"
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wait. I have to ask.
What?
Because you watched 4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Did it kill you?
So the 4 seasons is 100% not a me and Dean show. That being said,
you still watched it.
I got totally sucked into it. I did get sucked into it. And I was like, okay, it's literally the 4 seasons of their lives and what this friend group is going through.
Yeah.
And then
it's a remake of the 70s version.
Yeah, it's a remake of the movie, but not.
And when
they sucker punch you.
Spoiler alerts, like Steve Carell dies, like the main lead. And it's like, geez, man,
Netflix has been killing me.
Yeah. And he's literally the linchpin. He starts all this shit. Like, it's all his fault. He wants a younger woman. He gets a younger woman. All the drama ensues because of that.
And then they kill him.
And then he dies. Which I think it's good. I think it's good.
Died.
Oh, he died?
Yes, he died. And then the girlfriend reveals in the last 2 seconds of the episode, oh, yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it cuts to the clip. Don't worry, season 2 is coming. Who freaking cares?
But yeah, I got sucked into it. But I would never have watched it myself. It's just, you know how it goes. They're watching something. It's like, well, I can either play on my phone
and
or
you
watch
thought it was funny, didn't you?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah. But there's a lot of spots that are like, okay.
Yes, I agreed.
This is boring. That's when you play on your phone, and then when something happens, like, okay, yeah, this is.
Yeah. Oh no, trust me. We watched Adolescents. We went to a hotel. We went to Disney on Saturday and Sunday night. So we got out of work early Saturday. So we went to Epcot and walked around and ate food there. And then Sunday morning we went to Magic Kingdom. But that night we watched episode 3 in the hotel room. And so there's
two, yeah.
So at part of episode 2 and then episode 3. And so there's in the hotel that we stay in, there's this nice desk. And it's like the desk sits and the TV's right there.
Yeah.
So I was like, perfect. I'm going to get some work done, have this movie on. Because at this point, I was like, this is not going to go where we want it. I'd already figured out I've watched the trailer and I put the pieces together and I'm like, this is not going where we think it's going to go. I'm just going to do my shit and they can yell at the TV. And they did.
Yeah.
We did. I did.
Yeah, you totally yelled at the TV. I was like, all right, cool. And then when that was over, John Wick was on. I was like, oh, hell yes.
Started back up.
The Baba Yaga, John Wick 1. Hell yeah,
that's
man.
A good one. Like,
yeah.
Well, I say that, but I haven't watched the other ones because, like, all right, that's enough.
No, one is fine. One sets it up. It's a good one. One is good. One is like watching Fast and Furious 1.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can never go wrong. Whatever they did after that is fine, but the first one is.
Oh, apparently the new Mission Impossible, really good.
Well, of course it's really good.
I'm just telling you.
He does all his own stunts.
Oh, so.
We were actually, Derek and I were talking about that this weekend. Like, neither one of us are like Tom Cruise fans as a person, but like that dude is an actor, man. Whatever he's in,
62.
I know, but whatever he's in, it's always pretty damn good. It's never a terrible movie.
Okay, so there's some movies in the 90s of his that were not very good.
Like Interview with the Vampire.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
I was thinking of the one where like he's dead and he's wearing this mask and they're having the party Vanilla Skies or some weird shit.
That was a weird movie.
Yeah, like I said, there was a couple there in the 90s that weren't very good. And then he's like, no, this Mission Impossible stuff and like
apparently this one actually is the last one.
Yeah.
Although it is Final Reckoning, you know, there's always like a room. But this one is like set.
When does this one come out?
I don't know. I'll look.
I feel like
it just had the premiere, so it comes out soon.
I was gonna say I feel like it has to come out this
Zane went to it. That's why I know.
Watched the new Captain America movie. Wasn't impressed. No, it supposedly sucks.
Yeah, didn't I already say that when I watched it? I think I might have mentioned it. I didn't like it.
Nobody has liked it so far. It's my plan to watch it this weekend.
Oh,
what?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Maybe a trip to the movie theater.
When?
Maybe me go trip to the movie theater. Screw you guys.
Maybe Monday.
Oh yeah. Oh, we could go Monday. Good call.
That's what I just
See,
said.
if we had a longer weekend, I would just drive up there because we fly out Monday. Because I don't. How far is that from you? You guys are Anna Maria Island.
No, it's not. No,
it's a.
Where's she going?
He's going to be in Anna Maria Island.
Ugh, have fun.
That's over the Skyway. That's not even worth having a conversation.
Yeah.
You got to plan. You got to plan that trip, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got tolls to pay. You got.
Oh yeah.
Pay my bills.
Yeah. Pay my bills.
She's paid her bills. The bills are paid. You watched that finally, didn't you?
Yes. Haley played it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. We don't have that. All our theaters.
We do have one day that is cheaper.
I just don't know what day it is.
We have one that's cheaper, but your feet stick to the floor.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm good.
And they say there's a sign up there that says don't bring blankets.
Oh my god!
Because people were bringing blankets and gave the theater bed bugs.
Oh.
So we've been. This is like you had never seen Fort Smith. It's a whole different part of the country. Dean knows.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah. When we won't see movies, we drive 30-45 minutes north to the college town.
Absolutely. I'm not driving 34 minutes for anything.
No,
absolutely not.
So he's flying into Orlando and driving to Anna Maria Island.
Well,
there's got to be there is a closer airport.
But there wasn't in the time frame that he needed.
Yeah, there wasn't in the days that we could go. Actually, there was, but it was going to cost $2,000 more.
Yeah, screw that.
And I was like,
you can drive.
Like a couple $100, I'll do it.
Yeah,
you know, but we're talking more than 500. I had to think about it.
It's his wife's birthday.
Yeah, I was at Kicker. Her birthday was this Saturday.
She loves the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, there's colder ones.
Beaches?
Yeah.
You're mental,
dude. It's so hot here.
Oh, she loves it. She sleeps with a heated blanket every night, even during summer.
It's a different world, man. It's a different world. They have a whole different world than we do.
Like, listen, at one point you might have kids and you're just gonna be a whole different person.
No.
He knows. Like, I had she was a really nice woman. She only had kids, and she just turned into what she is.
Oh, good luck.
No comment.
Good luck tonight.
All right, so we got a movie to watch, whatever that was on Peacock. Love Hurts. Looks exciting.
Shower, whatever.
Yeah, the dude from Goonies.
Yeah, Data.
All grown up and known karate. Looks like a fantastic one. Everyone have a wonderful weekend, and that's all we got. Let's go. You got to get up early. See you guys next time.
See you next time.
You're right.
I was just sitting there for 30 minutes.